Oh, wait. Oh, that was flour, not sugar. Oh, I'm gonna have to start all over again. Cinnamon! No! Ugh. Cinnamon, bad dog. Stay out of the kitchen. I remember that day. I was just trying to make my grandma's cookie recipe, but I was making a lot of mistakes and getting so frustrated. The good news is none of my mistakes led to an injury. You know, it's okay to make mistakes, like measuring the wrong ingredient, but we don't want to make mistakes like these, which could cause major injuries. In this lesson, we'll learn about how to be safe while working in the kitchen. This will include 3 main topics: dressing for safety, tool and appliance safety, and the importance of keeping a clean kitchen. Let's get started. It's important to dress for success and safety while working in the kitchen. Think about what you're wearing right now. Do you think your outfit is fit for working in a kitchen? Here to model dressing for the kitchen today, I present to you B. Do you see any changes that could make B's outfit more safe for working in the kitchen? Let's start with those baggy sleeves. Those should be rolled up because otherwise they can get food on them or get caught in your kitchen tools. So can long hair and accessories. It's best to tie up long hair and remove loose accessories. Also, protecting your feet is important so you don't hurt your toes with dropped tools or splatter hot food on them. So it's best to wear closed-toed shoes while working in the kitchen. We also need to prepare our hands. Our hands are going to touch our food and everything we use to prepare it, so they need to be germ-free. It's important to wash with hot soapy water for at least 20 seconds when entering the kitchen, after coughing or sneezing, and after touching any raw meat or eggs. And don't forget to keep your nails short so germs don't have a place to hide out. And for one final touch, an apron can keep any splatters and spills off your clothes. Looking great, B! Thanks for modeling for us. All right, next up, tool and appliance safety. Most kitchens have these tools and appliances. There's the microwave, stove, oven, and kitchen knives. Which of these would you say uses heating elements and can get hot? Yeah, the microwave, stove, and oven can all get hot, which is why it's important that they are all monitored while in use and turned off when not in use. If one of these does start a fire, it's important to know how to handle it. A fire inside a microwave is likely to use up all the oxygen inside the microwave and put itself out, so just leave the door closed until it's safe to open. If a stove fire is caused by grease, never use water to put it out. Remember, water and oil don't mix. The water actually sinks under the grease, gets really hot, and vaporizes, catapulting the hot grease into the air and spreading the grease fire even further. Instead of water, using the lid can cut off oxygen to the fire, allowing you time to turn off the heat supply and let it cool down. Another option, if you have quick access to it, is baking soda. Sprinkle it over the grease fire until it goes out. A fire extinguisher will also do the trick, so make sure you know where yours is located in your kitchen. Then there's the oven. Many times a fire in the oven can also be put out by keeping its oxygen supply cut off, which means keeping the oven door closed. Not like what this guy is doing. If you even suspect there's a fire in the oven, keep the door closed so you don't allow more oxygen to get to it. If the fire spreads or becomes too big, a fire extinguisher might be needed. Phew! A fire in a kitchen could be scary, But the chances are low, since you, of course, will be right there monitoring what's going on and never leave these appliances unattended. Now for a commonly used kitchen tool that doesn't involve heat: a kitchen knife. This tool is irreplaceable for prepping meals, but can be very dangerous. It's important to make sure we always know where the knives are in a kitchen and never place knives under water where they won't be visible, because we might reach in and cut ourselves. Always use proper cutting techniques and cut with sharp knives rather than dull ones, because dull knives are more likely to slip. Think about meal prep time in your kitchen. Do you feel like any of the tips you've learned so far about dressing for safety or tool and appliance safety could be followed more closely by you or your family? Take some time now to reflect on all these safety tips you've learned so far and complete the stop and jot in your guided notes. All right, on to our final safety category: keeping a clean kitchen. This kitchen is perfectly clean, but what if it wasn't? Can you think of any ways that it could become unsafe if it wasn't clean? It may not seem like being dirty or messy can be a safety hazard, but you might be surprised at what can happen if cleanliness isn't a priority. Have you ever felt sick because you ate something that wasn't prepared correctly? Well, food poisoning can be caused by microbes, such as bacteria, which can be spread easily to anything that comes in contact with it. This is why it's important to make sure raw meat is stored in sealed containers away from ready-to-eat foods in the fridge. We should also use different cutting boards for different types of food, such as raw meat and veggies, to keep contaminants from spreading. Wash and sanitize surfaces after working with raw meat or eggs, and be sure they are cooked to their recommended temperature. Even when not working with raw meat or raw eggs, it's still important to make sure the kitchen is kept clean. Dirty dishes should be kept up with and not piled up in the sink or on the counter, and the fridge, sink, and cooking surfaces should be sanitized regularly. Finally, don't forget about the floor. We want that to be clean too. It should be cleared of any tripping hazards, including young kids and dogs. Oh, Cinnamon. I loved that dog. There are always risks when working in the kitchen, and we just have to do our best to minimize those risks. If the biggest mistake you make is mixing the wrong ingredient in your cooking recipe, you're doing pretty well. Don't forget to complete this lesson's agenda, and remember, as we travel back, we learn forward. Every past lesson builds a brighter future. See you next time! Hey.